right, everybody, welcome in, welcome in. It's Saturday Sessions with Josh. Oh my goodness. Saturday already. Next week I get the keys to my new place. It's gonna be sweet. Oh yeah. Alright, so we've taken our 18 by 24 inch canvas. Good morning, everyone, good morning. Remember to tap the screen, share the live, comment, do all the cool stuff you gotta do in order to help us get the live out to everybody in the world, right? That's the goal for today. So, as you can tell, my canvas is nice and slick. I took Bob Ross Liquid Clear, and we put that all over the entire canvas. But no matter how good you are, no matter how much of a professional, or whether you've done 718 paintings, or whether you've just done 7 paintings, always take a paper towel and wipe off the excess paint. Because there will be too much, right? No matter what, I always put on too much. If I'm putting on too much, you're probably putting on too much, right? And you can have, I mean, look at that, just a bunch of nastiness. So, wipe off all the excess, and we'll have a nice slick canvas. Remember to tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich? Is this the first Paint with Josh video you've watched, or is this the 1,000,000th Paint with Josh video you've watched? Now, I was watching Paint with Bram on TikTok this morning as I was scrolling through, and he gave me a really cool idea to do an Aurora Borealis with this sap green color versus the phthalo green that we normally use. So I'm going to take our sap green, and we're going to put our sap green all over the canvas, just very lightly, right? A little bit. Don't want to have it be too bright or too crazy, but we want to have it cover the entire canvas. You don't want to have any area that's not covered, right? If it's uncovered, then we're going to have this crazy bright section that'll never blend away. The point of doing this undercolor painting is so that when we paint with our white paint, we're going to have all sorts of stuff that's going to shine through and you can blend away with, right? If you don't have any paint on the canvas, it's going to be very hard to get any color to blend away on a black canvas. It'll stand out so gorgeously, right? There we go. Not too much. And this dark green, or sap green, is a transparent color. So when you put it up there, it looks very, very, very dark still. Like we still got a black canvas, right? To you guys, it looks very, very, very bright green with all the lights in the room and all the glare. But trust me, in real life, it's not that bright green. So let's do a little bit different color down into our water, right? Why don't we take our little phthalo green and our Prussian blue. Come on, Josh, how long has it been since you used the phthalo green? A couple days? Got to get the skin off the top. Everyone goes, how do you save your paint? I go, well, I just let it grow some skin and then we peel it off and use it again, right? That's how you do it. That's how you do it if you're a pro, right? A quote-unquote pro like Paint with Josh. So we'll take a little of our phthalo green, a little of our Prussian blue, and let's put it down in here because I want to have this very cool little seascape. And it's going to be fantastic, right? Nothing too crazy. I want to have a lot of sandy bit down here that we can reflect some sky color in, that we can have all sorts of stuff shine off of. So into the green, into the Prussian blue and the phthalo green, right? We want to have it be a little bit different, especially in the face of our wave versus the back of the wave, right? So let's take a little bit more blue, put it in towards here, down around the bottom, and we'll have this gorgeous crashing wave, just like that. And why don't we let's take a little of our phthalo blue that we still have from the other day, and we'll put that phthalo blue in there. Maybe we'll have this really pretty, different colored eye, right? Eye of our wave back in here. Have our back ocean back there. Very cool. Got all these different colors. Now, what I'm going to do, since I'm going to go into my darker color anyway, I'm not going to wash the brush. We'll go right into the browns, both the browns. Remember, tell me where you're watching from. And if this is your first Paint with Josh video, you gotta say where you're watching from and what's your favorite sandwich, right? That's the best part about the Paint with Josh videos. Let's take a little of our crimson too. We're going to work that into our little bit of sand. Just so I have a different color, a little bit of pink, a little bit of brown, a little bit of red, a little bit of green and blue, and everywhere. It's going to be fantastic. So I love painting very colorful paintings. We don't do realism around here very often. I love the super colorful paintings. So if you're ready for a gorgeous nighttime aurora scene with a big old crashing wave, make sure to tap that screen and share the live and do all the stuff you got to do. And remember, after every time we wash the brush, always dab it off on a paper towel. Every time. You'll be amazed at how much color still comes off even on your paper towel, right? Dab it out like someone's knocking at the door. Hello? Hello? We're here. Are you here? Are you ready for class? All right, let's see where people are watching from. Tell me where you're watching from, guys. I'm going to come back here and check out the comments. Let's see. This is going to be a cool one. Washington State, California, first time from Youngstown, Ohio, Minneloa, Texas, Michigan, Tennessee, New York, North Carolina, Arkansas, Missouri, Myrtle Beach, man, New York, North Dakota, Oregon, Missouri again. They're watching from my house, actually. That's cool. Dallas, Texas, North Dakota, Western Virginia. You guys are awesome. Detroit, Michigan, Houston, right? All right, let's do this. Let's grab a good old fan brush. Remember, your girlfriend watches me while you're at work on TikTok. So remember that, guys. And ladies, you know it's true. All right, we're going to come in here. We're going to chisel down our little fan brush. Not a whole lot of paint, right? The more paint you put on there and the more you work it up to whatever this little piece is called, the little squeezy bit. I call it the squeezy bit because who's taking it so seriously? Come on, guys. All those artists are like, look at my work, right? I'd rather make you laugh than try to look cool. So we're going to take our little bit, not working it all the way up to the squeezy bit, right? Or whatever this piece is called. If you know what it's called, type it in the comments right now. And we're going to take this and just come in here, right from the top. Come down and turn around like that, right? And who knows? Let's come chisel it again, just so we don't have to push so hard. Be very cool. When we come over here, work it around again. Ooh, I like that. One more time. Come in like this. We're going to go off the canvas and then come back around. See what she looks like, right? Now we're going to take this and any little bit of extra color I want to have down in here above our little ocean, right? And then every so often you can take little bits if you want to have it streak a little bit more in certain areas. I learned this trick by watching Bram, totally stealing it from him. If you want to have it streak in a few different areas a little bit more than others, then just add a little bit extra paint, right? A couple little dabs, just by mushing it in. Now we're going to wash that brush off. And if you're like, this guy's like a 4-year-old, why am I watching him paint? Just give me a second, right? Give me a second. Gotta do it live, gotta do it in front of everybody. Gonna wash off our brushes, dab them off, make sure they're nice and dry. Now we're gonna come in here and take it just like this, and from the top, grab it, start to pull up. Oh, just look at that color, you guys. Just fantastic. Turn the brush on the side, right here, so it's nothing, not dropping too much color. And just like that, the more you pull up down here, the crazier kind of color we're gonna get. Maybe it won't be an aurora, maybe it'll just be some background bit. Oh, that's gonna look so cool. That is gonna look cool, 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 right? Then down here, we can really pull up on these guys. All it's gonna be a little bit of our background color. Right? Just lighten up the whole bit. Oh, that's wicked. Pull it down a little. I like having a little bit come down off of the bottom as well in certain places, because it's never just a perfect thing, right? Again, we're gonna pull straight up on this guy. Just little bits. And right here in the side, we're gonna pull up a little bit, turn our brush on its edge, and turn it again, grab it, slide them up. Right? The more that we pull up, the more length we're gonna have, the more cool stuff we're gonna see. Right? Pull them down just slightly. Blend that color in. Right? Any little bits that we have on there that you don't want, just pull until they blend away. That's the best part about having that undercolor. Right? You get that undercolor in there, and that undercolor is going to help it blend. If there's no color underneath it, there's nothing for it to blend with, right? Let's take this guy down here. Again, with a fair amount of pressure pulling up. If you don't push it hard enough, it's not going to pull itself up, right? Very cool. I like it already. This one's fantastic. Remember, you can buy this painting and you can name this painting. So if you don't want to buy it, you can name it as we get towards the end of the stream. And a lot of times it gets purchased during the show. And in that case, the buyer may choose the title that you want, right? Or the title that you had suggested. Or if it doesn't get purchased during the show, then I get to choose the name. And I like to go through and pick from the names that you guys have suggested forth. And then we get to give a shout out to a few people, right? Kind of cool, kind of cool. Gonna add a little bit of my green color just on the edge of the canvas over here, just in case it gets purchased, right? And that way it's wrapped around, and at least there's a little bit of color, so as someone's walking down the hallway, they'll turn and they'll go, ooh, that's wicked. I gotta see what's on the front of that thing, right? Very cool. What do you guys think? Oh, that's just gorgeously bright back there. Fantastic. Fire! Thank you for the follows, guys. You guys are awesome. And again, it's just so super bright right here in the base. And you can work this in or overwork it until it's a little bit of just background color back there. Let it work down into our water. Very cool. Very cool, you guys. Okay, let's take this. Thank you to Paint with Bram. If you guys aren't following Paint with Bram, you should. Paint with Bram is awesome. He paints with Steve Ross in his spare time. And he's a wicked cool instructor. And I stole this technique from him. So, well, at least this color for today. Bram, we could say Bram inspired me with this color today. So go follow Paint with Bram. He's on TikTok, he's on YouTube, he's on Facebook, he's everywhere. He's everywhere. He doesn't like it either. He doesn't like social media. He doesn't like doing all the extra work. So go follow him, and maybe the more followers he gets, the more excited he'll get about it, right? Okay. That's a very easy, simple little sky that you can knock out in just a few minutes, right? That's going to be a very cool little TikTok. Now I'm going to come in, and in order to make my faraway little bit of ocean, we're going to work on our 3 P's, right? This is when we start giving some shout-outs. So, what is the first P of Paint with Josh, guys? The first person to say the first P of Paint with Josh gets a shout-out. I'm coming back to look. I'm coming back here. Who's going to say it? Who's going to say it? Who's going to say the first P of Paint with Josh? Paint on the brush. Nicole Lynn 85, I think. Is that what it was? Yeah, Nicole Lynn 85. She gets a shout-out. Paint on the brush. That's right. The first P of Paint with Josh is paint. Now we're going to take this paint. We don't need a whole lot of paint. That's my point. Especially on black canvases, we're not using so much paint or so much pressure, right? And back here, I want to have my little bit of ocean be sort of straight. So I'm going to take my yardstick and hope that it's straight. I always stand over at this angle, so I can't really see if it is straight or if it's see that? I gotta sit here and do my aerobics. Okay, now we're going to come back. Just going to leave a little straight line of paint back in here, and you can see it's going to be a different color because we have those different undercolors down on our ocean back here. Yeah, that's straight. Okay, now we're going to come in and just ever so lightly just drop off a few little things, right? And look at all the paint on this brush, right? But yet we're only really using the very tip. So if you're not getting it, if you have to keep pushing harder and harder, then you've already lost the paint on the brush, right? Go back, load it up again. Little things, you got all day. You don't have to do it in 45 minutes like Paint with Josh. You have all day to sit and play and add and do different things, right? Now you can tell we're going a little bit skinnier on this side, a little bit fatter on that side. Then we're going to blend it in, just like so. Little things, leaving light areas and dark areas everywhere. Right? Gotta have them. Now we're going to take our brush. I don't know why I'm still holding the maul stick like we're going to use it. We're going to take the brush, a little 1-inch brush, just because it's a little easier in a smaller area. We're just going to make it soft, going back and forth. Leaving these little light areas and dark areas. So look at these little things. That little dark line back there, the bright line with the dark underneath. We got a little bright area with darkness underneath it over here. Those are all little shadows and differences in our waves and stuff, right? So very softly go across, just like that. Not overworking it, because you don't want to get rid of all of the little things back there. Just like that, you get a wicked cool little thing. Very neat. All with a little fan brush, right? We've used a fan brush, a 1-inch brush, and a 2-inch brush so far for this one. Okay, now back in here, I just want to add a little bit of brightness over those dark areas, right? And then we can push it out and it'll grow a little bit. All right, let's see back here. Just a little bit, little drop of paint. That's all we need. Just a drop of paint. And have it come off of our brush, and then very softly, because the more that we mix it, the more it's going to change, right? Very softly, start mixing it up. And then the more that you do it, right, now we just created a little light line over that bit of darkness, and it gives us a place to feed stuff back. It's a play of light and dark, right? You got to have dark areas and light areas, and just like that. That's going to be cool. Okay, let's take a little palette knife. And then we'll go highlight our little bits of waves so we won't forget where they are. Why is there so much green and blue on that knife? There we go. Let's go highlight them so we don't forget where they are. Maybe there's a little piece back here. Right, that's the bright area that I can see anyway. Right over the dark areas. That's all you need. A little bit of brightness over your darkness, and very softly because we don't want it to blend away. We want it to remain bright like that, very soft. Just like that, that's all you need. All you need. We're gonna clean off that brush. We're gonna switch to a smaller brush, because we don't need this big old fan brush. I've got like 14 fan brushes rocking and rolling at all times. And if you think I'm kidding, I've got about 14 fan brushes at all times rocking and rolling on the canvas. So it all depends on which one, which size. Some of them are multiple sizes. Now I have to set them all back up on my table. But they're all from the Gak Doctor set, and I'll show you the set. Let's see. There's a Gak Doctor set. So, I call them Gak Doctor. It's Gacdr. And they're fantastic. You get it from a size 2 to a size 14. 7 brushes, they're like $10. You can find them on my Amazon shop, and they're fantastic. So remember, guys, tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich? And when is your paint-iversary? Because my paint-iversary is coming up in a few days. It's going to be great. Oh, it's going to be great. I don't even know what we're going to do, but whatever day it is, we'll go live on all 3 platforms, and it'll be Josh's paint-iversary extravaganza show, blah, blah, blah. Whatever we're doing, right? All right, let's take a little smaller fan brush. Now we're going to decide if our eye of our wave, right, was in that little blue section that we had laid out right here. And that's going to be the eye of our wave back in there, just in case, right? We need to have our little crasher come over the top. So we can start, actually, let's go up a little bit higher. Go up a little bit higher. Now from that side, we can start to pull. This will be a little far away wave because we don't have too much action going on, right? Just keep pulling a little bit softer and a little bit softer. Every so often, you go down a little bit, right? A little bit brighter, come back in, grab a little bit more of our white. And maybe we come down like so. Little things. It's my favorite saying. Little things, right? And then we take that same brush, we're going to chisel it back up, grab the tip of our wave up here, and then just rocket it back that way. Then we can take the other end and start to slide it back using all of this darkness to slide our wave to that last little bit of darkness before that next bright line. Right? We slide it out, we slide it out. As we come out here, we're getting more and more and more and more and more to the side, right? You can see it as they go. So we start up like this, and then we work, and it goes more and more and more to the edge. Right? And as we start to lose paint, it's going to mix in and it's going to get darker and darker. So all depends on what you guys want it to look like. Right? What do you want it to be? What do you want it to look like is the question. Come in, I want to get a little bit of our yellow, just because I love having this yellow in the surf. Right? We're going to come back in here, start chucking in a little bit of yellow just to fill in those little lines. Makes it this gorgeous green color. Ah, it's fantastic. Right, then we're going to take our brush and soften it out. All you got to do, make it softer. Grabbing it, sliding it back, not letting it touch that next little bit of darkness or brightness back there, right? And we're working it out, working it out. Very soft. Very soft. Then you can decide what you want your water to look like. And just like that, that's very cool. Very cool. Let's see if I can get a little bit of darkness underneath that bit of bright. Just a little of our darker color, that dark mix that we love using. You guys know the color. Just like, oh yeah, that's where it's at. You gotta have that small little piece of just pure darkness underneath. That's the deepest, darkest shadow. Right? And even when we're doing one with our wave at a distance that's not going to have so much detail as we normally do, still got to have that dark shadow back there that helps feed the water back and gives us an area of the next little bit of wave coming in, right? So we're going to come over here, we're going to load up the brush into that yellow, and now let's do that again. Come up little bits, sliding them back to that darkness, leaving little pieces of bright, right? We don't have to have the most flat water ever. I love having these little bits of brightness in there. And then just very lightly, same angles that we were pushing on. Right? Retaining that dark line in here. And I told you we were going to have our little eye has got to light up. So we'll take our 1-inch brush very softly. It's just a little far away wave. right? Kind of got pretty dark since we had all that bright blue underneath there. It all depends on the amount of color on the brush, right? The amount of paint. And then what's the second P of Paint with Josh, guys? Can you tell me the second P? The first person that tells me the second P of Paint with Josh gets a shout out. What's the second P? I'm coming back to look for the word. Let's see. Pressure. Trippin' 80. That's it right there. Trippin' 80. You get the shout out. The second P of Paint with Josh is pressure. That's right. So depending on our pressure, we can blend it away and have it blend in with all the blue undercolor that's underneath, or with very light pressure, you can have it remain very bright. All depends on our pressure, right? Now we're going to come over here, we're going to very softly, just very softly, dragging this little bit of water over. And now we're going to come in with the very cool spray. And this is the fun part, where we get all the spray happening. Now what I want to do is grab another brush, and we're going to work down, we're going to mix up a little bit of color here. We're going to mix up a little bit of black, a little bit of crimson, a little bit of blue. They're always in the same place on my palette. So if you ever tune in and I'm just mixing up colors right here in front of this pile, you must be like, ah, he's mixing up his shadow color. It's my favorite little shadow color to work with. It's these three colors, or these two colors. Depends. It's either these three or just those two, depending on if we're working on something far away or really up close, right? Now, we just need a little bit, because, again, this is a further away wave, not a lot of detail. I come in, loading up just the corners of the brush, so tilting it, rotating it, twisting the brush around. And that way it'll be a little bit higher in the middle, right, and lower on the corners. We're going to take that, and we have to maintain our little dark separator, so we're going to come underneath our spray, in between the spray and the eye. See that? And you separate those light colors. Come down here, start splashing up everywhere. Get up underneath over the top of our horizon. And then underneath here, it can be all gross and nasty. That's where it's going to come down and smack down upon the sand. And come down and hear it. Just pow, right? Leave that little bit of dark separator underneath there. You have to have it. You gotta have it. Now we're gonna wash that darkness off of our brush. Gotta beat the devil out of the brush into the old bucket. If you've never seen the old beater bucket, it's a very inexpensive way to keep your house clean, right? It's a 5-gallon bucket with a golf ball basket down in the bottom. It was the only thing I had in my garage when I very first started painting. And we'd already spent like $150 on paints and brushes and all that stuff. And I was like, do I really need something to clean the brushes with? I'll go look in the garage. And I found that golf ball basket. And yeah, I was like, eventually I'll get good enough and then I'll use the professional cleaning method. I still have that same golf ball basket. It's the most perfect thing. Just the most perfectest thing. Okay, why don't we take a little bit more of our yellow and a little bit of our white and see if we can't get just a single couple little bits of bright yellow highlight on here. Just right on the top. Oh yes, just on the top, baby. As it's rotating over. So neat. So cool. Remember, you don't have to get so close to the tip top because that's where we're going to have our bit of spray kind of crest over the edge. And that's going to help push back the horizon, give us all sorts of depth and distance and everything. Be amazing. We're going to come down here, smack down. Maybe we'll have some giant rocks and some jagged stuff down here on the beach. It's going to be very cool. Be very, very, very cool. All right, let's take our liquid white. You have to have your liquid white in order for your thick paint to go stick onto your next little bit of thick paint. It just helps it come off the brush easier, right? You could use thinner or your liquid clear or whatever, but the liquid white, I just love it. I don't know. We'll take the brush like that, come in over the top of the shadows. We're going to crest above the wave, above the tip, right? With a little bit of spray is all you need. And then we're going to ride the shadows all the way down. Slapping into it, smacking at the canvas, right? Leaving all of this mess that we can go back and turn into spray. That's all you really want. Really, that's it. You don't have to mess around. Serial, totally super serial. Right? A little bit right there on the edge as the water's rolling over. Now, we're going to take our 1-inch brush, and we've got to turn this guy into spray or a cloud. And with that liquid white, it's going to want to mix and grow so far. So, with that second P of Paint with Josh, right? That second P is going to determine how much we're going to let that paint grow down, right? How much is it going to want to extend and reach out and grow all the way down here, right? And that second P, of course, is pressure. And it all depends on our third P, What's the third P? That all depends on the third P. How much of the third P have you had this morning? And that depends on the shape of your wave. What's the third P, guys? Anybody got the third P? I'm going to give you a shout out if you get the third P. Thickless cage practice. That's right. They've got it. Practice is the third P. So paint is the first, pressure is the second, and practice, right? How much paint do we have on the brush? How much are we loading into the brush? How much pressure are we pushing on the canvas? And how much practice have you had at it? Because that's the real key. All right, now we're going to come in and just make our little bit of spray just a little bit brighter. Bop, 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 leaving a few little bits, right? Little things. That's all you need. A couple little random areas, because it's never just going to be pure and perfect and be all the same, right? And that's not a cool wave. If it's all the same, that's not cool to me. Got to have it be different. A couple different areas. Go snap a picture of a wave. You're never going to see all the water at the same rotation or whatever. It's never going to be like that. All right, you can take our little liner brush. We're going to come in here and drag in little veins across our eye of our wave. Little bits, right? Working on that rotation though. It's got to go backwards first. It's got to rotate back before it comes around the front. Now, I don't want any of this liquid white inside my foam. I want the foam to be very thick, so we're going to get rid of every little piece of paint that had any of that liquid white in it, because that's going to make it much more sloppy and wet, and that's not what we want. We want it to be thick and chunky, so we're going to pull down our titanium white, right, just like that, and we're going to come over here, grabbing up our fan brush, and load into that liquid white. Into the titanium white. We just talked about removing the liquid white, Josh, and now you just said liquid white, you're going to confuse all the people. So, right into the titanium white, just like an axe blade, a chiseled edge, very sharp. And then we come in here and we decide, maybe we hit the ground right there, and we just start sliding back. And we go backwards, and we go backwards, and we go backwards. We're just working on the angle of our wave, right? We have to add the front, and we have to add the back. So, look at all the color that we just added to our brush, and now it's all gone because we're only really using the tip top of the bristles. We're not pushing so hard with so much pressure that we're pushing the whole brush against the canvas, right? It's just a very, very, very small amount. Then we go wipe off the brush, clean it off, dry it off, right? Dab it on a paper towel, scrub it around on a paper towel. Just very small bit again, because we're only using the tip of the bristles. Now we're going to come in, we're going to go back and up, right? Back and up. We start rotating, and as we come out here, we go further and further and further to the side, and further up. Just like that, right? Very cool. That's it. Now we're going to take this guy and work him down into our sand, just like that, right back into our foam. You get this wicked cool wave, just in a few little things. Right? I'll turn it up. Can't go straight up though. You gotta rotate it back and then turn it up. Just like that. Wicked cool. Now we're gonna take this, wash off the brush, go back, add a little bit more white just to highlight his foam, and it's gonna be fantastic. So tell me where you're watching from, guys. What's your favorite sandwich? And is this not the coolest Aurora Borealis seascape you've ever seen? You can say no. That's fine. You can say, nah, I've seen some other ones that are better. I'll be like, okay. All right, take this guy, working him up, feeding that foam. There we go. Working him down to whatever shape you want it to be. And then you got your wave. All right, let's start working it up this way too. You get a whole nother little section of wave. Because we're pulling at a different angle, right, it's going to look different. I'm telling you, just give me a second. Okay, we're going to take our 1-inch brush, and we're going to come in and just so softly, with those same angles, rotating it up, just softening the paint, right? So there's not all that texture in the lines of the brush and all that stuff. That's not what we want. I want to keep that area back there very dark, though. That's our rotational bit. There's no light that reaches that area back there. It stays very dark. Now up here, we're going to push a little bit harder. We're going to try to grab these and bring them up to the tip of the wave, right? Now we're going to come up here, grab, in, little mustache down, in, little mustache down, right? And that will blend our two waves together to now where we have this wall of water. It's starting to rotate, and then you start to make it round. Don't let it connect to your eye, though. You got to have that shadowy bit back there, that little shadowy section. And not everything has to be, it doesn't have to have paint on every single piece. All right, then we come back over here. We're sliding it up from this different angle. All right, working it in. Sliding it back, and now you got all this little bit. What's going on back here? That's what I want to know. Take the smallest little bit of white if you need it, just the teeniest, tiniest bit to help shape your waves and add that little bit of detail to your little ridge. You know what I mean? One more small little piece of white, come down in here like this. Very cool. Right? All depends on how you pull the brush and what the water looks like, how it's acting, what's the rotation, what are the bristle strokes look like. Very neat. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. Let me slide this guy down like this. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. All right, just bring it in, bring it down, very softly, retaining our little bits, our shape of our wave. And then it looks like it might need a little bit of foamy brightness just in there. Right? Just adding a little bit of paint on it. Just like that, guys. I mean, if you can't get any better than this, what do you even paint for? Look at that. That is excellent, Josh. Wicked. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. Okay, we're going to wash this off. Now we're going to get some yellow and brown on our brush. We're going to make our deep sandy color, right? We've already got that crimsony brown that's down there. And then why don't we take just a few little things, soften this little dark line out here. Right? Soft little things, though. Small little brushes. Don't want to add too much craziness to it. But that dark line is our next little bit of water that's coming in. Right? And you can even add another little one way off in the back. Just because I see it, and wherever that darkness is, I want to have it be a little bit extra dark. All right, then we'll go over the top, a little bit of white, right over the top of it. And you make these cool, cool little waves way off there, right? Way off in the distance. All we gotta do is soften them, because they're just, we're not showing all the detail back there. That's not what we're looking at way off in the distance back there, right? We're looking at this crasher right here. This wicked crasher right here. That's what I'm looking at anyway. A little bit more of my bright white and a little bit more of our foam color in here. Fantastic. Just so we have those little areas of brightness, right? Little flickers here, a little bit there. A little bit of brightness. It's lighting up, and it's dark back in here too. Oh man. Guys, guys, guys. I think we're done with the foam right there. If that's not just gorgeous. Okay, let's come in here, and we're gonna come in here, and we're gonna do this. Let's take a peek back at the camera, see what's going on. That looks really cool over on YouTube. Awesome on Facebook. Of course it looks amazing over on TikTok. That's fantastic. Excellent, excellent. Okay, you know what, we might need those, a little bit more of our foamy bit down in here. It's kind of guiding up our wave, and then on this side, we're working it back, feeding it up, working it in. Very cool. Very cool. And then we're going to go soften it, of course. You gotta soften it, but at the same angles, right? If we were doing it that way, let's work those same angles back from this side, pulling it out a little bit more down here. There we go. There we go. Excellent. I love the different angles of the water, right? It's never just the same boring angle all the time. Gotta try to work in something different. So let's get a little bit of our yellow, a little bit of our white. Right in there on both sides of the brush. Now we're going to come in underneath our little section of foam, right? Which is about 1/4 inch. So you can see as these get higher where our foam is, right? In my mind anyway. That's where the foam is. And then as we pull down, Don't want the two light colors to touch. That's why we're trying to leave a 1/4 inch or so in between there. You gotta have that dark separator, right? The dark separator, like we talk about all the time. So let's take our 2-inch brush, mix a hole out like this, and we're gonna come in and just pull it down, kind of making a reverse aurora down here on the sand, right? Not trying to allow our light areas to touch. Trying to keep it nice, just like that. Right? You depend on how much you want to pull down, how much you want to show. Got a little crimsony, purpley bit down in here. A little bit more of our white. Now, this is the biggest mistake I see beginners make, is they'll leave the sand looking just like this. And to me, that looks more like that, right? So if you take it and you just swipe out all those little vertical streaks, all those little vertical streak marks, right? You swipe them out, and you look at the difference between this and our Aurora Borealis sand, right? A lot softer over here. Doesn't look like we're going to cut up our feet. And I don't want to go walk on that sharp aurora. It looks like it's going to slice my feet up. Just like that. You get this soft little bit of wet, sandy glare. Oh, it's so cool. Just so neat. I like to leave the bottom very dark. Very dark. Let's see. I wonder, I have got all 3 of my devices rocking and rolling today, in order to do the show on 3 different platforms, so I don't even know if the painting's sold or not, or whether or not to tell you to go buy it. If you want to buy it, you can get it at 40% off if you go to paintwithjosh.etsy.com. And I've got all of the paintings over there. We've got some new ones. We've got another kind of psychedelic-y, spacey seascape with a giant planet that's sort of similar to this. And I totally forgot to put a painting right here today, guys. I'm just realizing right now that I forgot to put a painting up today. So let's do this one. Bam. And that one's still available. Boom, boom. There we go. Little soft little winter scene. All right, guys. Now, I want to do some cool little rocks and stuff. So tell me where you're watching from. What's your favorite sandwich? We got 2,000 people watching over here on TikTok. So let's do something crazy, right? I'm going to get a little bit of our dark color again, our black and blue this time. We're not going to mix any crimson into the mix. I want to keep it darker than any other little shadow that we have out there. And it's going to look pure black when we mix it up with that blue and the black together. It's going to be pure old black on our palette, which is why I'd like to call it black all the time. I tend to call it black anyway. Why don't we take, let's see, there was like a little jaggedy rock back here. Not even into the waves or anything, just back in there. Right, maybe you came down, got all this color. Not as part of our crasher. Our crasher's happening way off in the distance. All right, but this little guy, we got our jagged little piece of rock. Maybe he came out like that. Who knows? There was a little piece that was overhanging. Pull it all down, cover it all in with that thick, dark paint. All right, and that's what you want, that thick darkness to block out all the color that's underneath it. And we'll take this guy very lightly, and we'll slide him down. Pull him down this way. We're just creating a little mini mountain is all we're doing, right? Pulling it down in different places so the paint texture is a little bit thicker in some areas, a little bit softer in other areas. You leave that deep darkness as our deep shadow back here, right? Now all we got to do is come in and make up a cool looking rock color. So if we take some of our yellow ochre and our brown, mix those two together, that dark sienna, which is the lighter color browns, take a small little bit of our purple, mix that in as well. Not overdo it, right? Boom, get this very cool color. And it all depends on what you want it to look like. Man, very neat. The less you do, the less little swipes you have, the more little colors you're going to have in there, right? Just like that, leaving little bits. This rocky color, very soft. All it's doing is popping itself out against its own little shadow. Right? Going to mix it in down here, pulling it down very softly. Come over to that original dark color. Then we're going to add that thick, dark texture back in here. Just fantastic. Right, down in there, creates all those deep, dark shadows at the base of our thing. And then come in with our little bit of rock and our lightness over the edge, creating little differences like that. Little bright areas, little dark areas, just fantastic. Little ledges. Right, it's a little ledge back. Oh, it's so jaggedy. Oh, it's Mick Jaggerty. Love it. A little bit on the edge of our little scraggly section right there. Pulled itself down, it went back over that way. Now we can take our 2-inch brush, just so softly, feed its way up, just like that. Oh my goodness, the softest little thing. And then we'll come back from the other side because we went the other way with our knife, right? So just softly, just taking away the thickest bits. It's going to help it dry a little bit faster, and it's going to just be cool. Now I'm going to take some of my sand and work its way up in, there we go, up into it. I'm not trying to take that color and push it the other way. I'm trying to feed our little sequin bit of sand back up in this way, right? Take our bit of dark, really give it that dark shadow down here. In case you get too much paint, just take some of your black, work its way in. Not all of the sand has to be the same amount of wetness, right? Just like this, you guys. My heck, if that's not the most cool thing I've ever seen. Should we put another little rock in over here? I don't know, it's so nice. Let's check the comments, guys. I wonder if this one's sold already. Does anyone know? Did it sell? Did it not sell? I don't even know if it sold. The hardest part of painting is getting started. Just do it. That's right. You just gotta do it. You gotta do it. That's the most fun thing, is just doing it. It's a happy little rock. It did sell? Did someone say that? It's sold. Diamond in the rough. Who bought it? Who got it? Because I've got all 3 devices rocking. I don't even know. Okay, so it did sell. Perfect. I wonder where it went. That's so pretty. Thank you, Toothless Tinkerbell. No more rock, I see. Cosmic Lighthouse. Oh, Cosmic Lighthouse bought it. Oh, wicked. Well, Cosmic Lighthouse, she is just a fantastic little lighthouse, she is. Just a beautiful, fantastic little lighthouse. And take our bit, work it into there. Let's see, I wonder if Cosmic Lighthouse wants another little rock over in this section, just to hide that little bit of lip where we're coming at. Not too crazy, not too big, just a little guy. And we have like one more right in here too that connects. Oh, I can see it. I can see, and when I can see it, that's when things start happening. Right? What if we came out like this? And then this guy, it's all part of the same rock, but the rock is hidden underneath the sand, right? Some parts of the rock go deep down under the sand, and then they catch back up with their little buddy over here. That's cool. Oh, I like that. That is wicked. Okay, we're going to come in, we're going to grab this little bit. Again, working in the areas right around the transition from the wet sand to the drier sand back here. That's where I put my rocks and my color transitions in. Right? And we're going to go very softly because I don't want the rock to cover up all the wet sand back here. Right? You want to have a few indications of that pure, wet, soft sand. And then maybe it's got this little rock. Looks like a narwhal. It's got like a little horn coming off the top of it. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. The little rock got sunk in. And you can make it as big as you want. You can make it as small as you want. You can make it look, have it make it sense to your brain. Maybe it wasn't so sharp up there. I do like the projections, but, oh yeah, maybe up like that. All right, we'll come down in here. Just very cool little things. That's all you need. Now we need to highlight those cool things with that same color of rock. So let's come back in. Maybe we had a little bit right out here on the edge. Came down around the side. And all these cool things. Remember, the back side of it's very dark, so you don't have to add a whole lot of paint back there. Just like that. This wicked cool little thing. Oh, love it. If I don't just love it, right, take our darker color, that same kind of purpley mix that we created the rock with. That maintains the deepest, darkest shadows and gives you that same texture that your rock has everywhere else, but keeps it nice and dark. Oh yeah, look at that guy. Oh guys. Oh guys, this one turned out cool. This one turned out neat, and it wasn't too expensive either. I had it listed down from the normal, the higher pricing that we've been going with our bigger paintings. So, boom. Man, 44 minutes, knock this one out. Out of the park, baby. Out of the park. That is a Netflix show for you right there. Somebody hit up Netflix. Tell them I'm ready. That's a Netflix show. Right der. Right der. Come in here. We're going to add our little darkness back in and then just work it. Work it, baby. Work it. Let it work up, creating that little shadowy area of our wave and our foam. Wicked cool. Wicked cool. Oh, I love it. We're going to put one more little rock in here, though, just because these rocks turned out so wicked. We got to put one more little thing back in there. Cosmic Lighthouse, thank you. The hidden, what was that? The Hidden Isle. Crazy talent. Do you have a video of how you prepare the canvas before you start painting? Yes, if you're watching over here on TikTok, if you go over to my YouTube and my Facebook, right after the stream ends, you'll be able to watch it straight from the beginning. I put on our Bob Ross Liquid Clear, which is just like this. Get it all over the canvas, then we wipe it off, then I show you how we put the colors on. It's I like to show you literally everything that we do, and that way you can't, there's no confusion, right? Can't go, oh, well, mine didn't come out like Josh's, he must be hiding something. No. I like to show you every single thing. So we're going to come in again, take that dark mix that we created, same dark texture mix that's over here, and just like this, we're going to pop in this crazy bit of rock in here. Oh yeah, maybe he comes down that way, comes over here, pops his way out, all jaggedy and crazy. Just a giant little boulder down here on the beach. Fantastic. Right, gonna come over here, shaping it how we want. Maybe this guy's connected too. It's like a rock centipede back in here. This whole little bit of beach. Very cool. All depends on how we pull the brush, how you pull out its little bits, right? What shape we're pulling on it. Just softening little areas, little things. Little bits of shadow back here. Very cool. Man, that's neat looking. Now, with a crazy shaped rock like that, you can do all sorts of crazy shaped highlights and different bits and stuff, right? So let's mix it all up. We're going to come in maybe off the top of that guy. All these little things start happening, right, as they start growing down. Maybe we got a little bit up here, a little bit back there, but look at how many dark areas we're leaving. Tons of darkness. You don't have to see the entire bit of rock. And maybe you fell down that way, popped up over here. Leaving that dark section in between our light sections gives it more depth. Right, maybe you came down, there was a little bit of brightness hidden back here. Very cool. Very neat. Again, we're just letting it slide off. That's all you need. You don't need it to be the same brightness everywhere. You don't have to have it be the same amount of darkness. And then I like, just me, you don't have to do this part, but I like just very softly getting rid of some of those little bits of texture. That's Josh's style. Everyone's like, oh, it looked better before you did this. I go, yeah, well, you do yours that way. I'll do mine my way. And we'll see, I don't know, who's got more followers? I don't know, right? There we go. Oh, so neat. So neat. Fantastic. I love it, you guys. This one turned out great. Tony the Tiger, great. I know Cosmic Lighthouse loves it. I wonder when she bought it. Like, was it early in the show? Did it just happen? Was it immediately upon the Aurora Borealis? Like, at what point? I'm going to have to text her or message her on Etsy and say, at what point did you buy this? Because I would love to know the answer. A little bit of softness back here. Wow. So neat. Like, you can just crisscross back and forth in between all these little rocks. Jagged little beach. Okay. Now that Cosmic Lighthouse has purchased it, she's going to need your help naming the painting, right? So what would you name this piece? What would if you had just painted it? What would the name be? What would your chosen name be for this painting? I want to know it because, and Cosmic Lighthouse wants to know it. She might end up choosing the name that you put forth, and then picking your name, and you get to name the painting, which is really cool. If you ask me, just in my own opinion. Boom. Just like that. Don't worry, I don't even need to check the comments. I can see everyone going, birds, birds, birds. I know. We're not done. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. We're going to get a little bit of our white and our yellow and come up here. And let's see. Let's toss the family flying low out here. Oh, that's cool. Now, I put my family into every painting as part of the signature. To represent myself, London, and our daughter Bailey, and they are going to every single painting. They're fantastic. It's the only way we get to travel. Otherwise, we're stuck here painting for you guys all the time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's see. Do we have a name yet, Cosmic Lighthouse? Does Cosmic Lighthouse have a name? Let's check. Holy cow, this painting looks amazing on screen. Woo! Holy moly, guys. Excellent. Thank you guys for watching over on YouTube. Give me the thumbs up over there. You guys are fantastic. Dark Soar, Aurora Waves, Cosmic Nights, Crashing Solitude, Cosmic Waves. Neon Beach, is that what you want it to be? Cosmic Lighthouse says Neon Beach. Just confirm that one more time, that you want it to be Neon Beach. And we're going to go put it in. It's going to be fantastic. Let's see. What does she say? What does she say? I'm waiting on you, Cosmic Lighthouse. I could have swore. Where? See, now I've lost it. Anyone? Yes, please. Neon Beach. Was it Neon Beach? Now I've lost it. Neon Beach? Anybody? She said. I know she said yes, but I've forgotten what it is now. Neon Beach? Yes. Somebody tell me what it was. Neon Beach. Okay, that's what we're going to name it. All right, let's take our canvas down. We're going to flip her around. Gorgeous little black canvas from Michael's in a little 2-pack that we had today. There we go. Come over here. Neon Beach is the name. That is a cool name. So, thank you, Cosmic Lighthouse, for your purchase of a Paint with Josh original painting. And it happens to be number 718. Wow, that's a lot of paintings. That is a lot of paintings. So, I can tell you where you can go. You can go over to youtube.com/paintwithjosh, right? You can find all of my tutorials. You can find this tutorial. This is part of my Saturday Sessions painting show, so you can watch it over there on YouTube. You can see every color. You can see me mix everything, and you can paint it just as gorgeously as I can paint it. So, if you want to see what the up-close images look like, our next biggest audience is Facebook, and I spend a lot of time over there on Facebook. So, go to facebook.com/paintwithjosh, and you'll be able to see up-close images of this stuff. Now, everybody that's watching over on Facebook and over on YouTube, you have to go follow me over on TikTok. It's my biggest audience. We had 207,400 fans before I started the show today. And my Instagram is the exact same as my TikTok. So, go to paintwithjoshk on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram is up to like 13,000 followers now. It's crazy. I've got that one reel that's just bringing people in. So, if you want to find shirts like I've got on right now, or Paint with Josh sweaters, or pillows, or paintings, or prints, or all sorts of stuff, go to paintwithjosh.etsy.com, and that's where you can buy all of my things. Now, did you just tune in and you're wondering what's on the back side of this canvas and you want me to flip it around? Tell me to spin it, flip it, turn that painting, Josh. Let's see what's on the back side of it while I chug this Red Bull. Oh my God, I almost choked. Oh God. All right, do we want to see it? Do we want to spin it? Does anybody want to see it? Cosmic Lighthouse says flippity. Flippity flips, right? Let's spin it around. Oh, it just turned out fantastic. Just amazing. I love it. I hope you guys love it. Now we're going to finish washing off all the brushes, and we'll say goodbye to everybody, right? I may come back later on and do another painting today. At least over on TikTok, we may come back and do a second one today. I've got to move next week, so there's going to be, you know, at least one Saturday where we probably won't be painting at all, and a few days where we won't be painting at all. So we've got to try to get some inventory back into the store, and every time we go live, the paintings get purchased. So I'm going to try to maybe go live again. Maybe we'll sell it. If it sells, good. If not, then we'll put it in the store for later, right? And then when somebody over on Facebook can see it and buy it. I don't know. Tell me how much you guys love this one. It just turned out fantastic. Just phantasmic and cosmic. Phantasmic and cosmic for Cosmic Lighthouse. And it's her third or fourth or fifth painting she's bought for me. It just blows my mind. Like, I love you. I love you, Cosmic Lighthouse. I love you to death. It's just a crazy thing to be like, I'm watching somebody on an internet app doing this live thing, and I want to give them hundreds of dollars. Like, that's an amazing thing to me. So let's clean off the old palette, get rid of the old paper towels, get all set up for a new painting. And then, like I said, if I get enough comments, and maybe on my Facebook page, if I get enough nice replies about this painting, then maybe we'll come back and go live later. I don't know. So all you guys over on TikTok, if you want to see me come back again, you're going to have to go over to my Facebook page and tell me how awesome this painting was when we post a picture of it, or my Instagram. You can tell me how awesome it is on Instagram. And then if I get enough "this painting is awesome" comments, or something to that effect, then I'll come back and do another one this afternoon. See if we can make another sale, and if not, then we'll have some inventory for the store. And that's what it's about. Right? Trying to do this for a living, guys. And we've been doing a heck of a job, all with your guys' help. Without you, there is no me, right? There is no Paint with Josh without the fans. Well, there is, but he'd just be a sad old Paint with Josh without all the followers. So, I love you guys. Don't ever think that I don't appreciate you. I appreciate every sale. We had a poster sell the other day for like $12. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate it just as much as when someone buys an original. And don't get it twisted and think differently, right? So let's take our last bit. I'm going to redo our paper towels down here. And when Josh does this, he's pretty certain that he's probably going to come back up and do another painting. Or at least I want it to be set up, right? So go follow me over on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram has now become my third largest following. It goes TikTok, then Facebook, then Instagram, then YouTube. You guys are slacking. Get over there and make my YouTube as big as my TikTok, and then I'll just be happy as a pig in mud, right? That's not the expression, but you guys know what it is. Happy as a pig in poo. There we go. All right. Well, guys, I want to thank you guys for hanging out, and let's back up a little bit. Let's see. We're about far enough away on TikTok. There we go. Everybody's looking good, looking great, looking grand. Painting looks awesome. So, I want to thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with me and just being here on a Saturday. I love you guys. So, like I said, if we get enough comments over on Facebook and stuff and Instagram about how sweet and awesome this painting is, then maybe I'll come back and do another one. Maybe we'll do another Aurora. I really like that green. The green Aurora is really nice, right? It's really nice. Stole it from Bram. So thanks, Bram. Yeah, guys, go follow Paint with Bram. He's on TikTok. He's on Facebook. He's on YouTube. He's everywhere. He's got more subscribers on YouTube than I do. So some of his subscribers come over and follow me, right? But yeah, I can't wait to come back, and we'll do it again in a little bit. So we'll get behind the camera. We'll say goodbye to everybody. And if you want to be said goodbye to or hear your name read out loud, start commenting now. And then we'll maybe come back a little bit later. I don't know. Just subscribe to my YouTube. Thanks, Lisa Kane. You guys are excellent. 5-star painting. Thank you, Rob. Let's see. Party Hardy. Cosmic Lighthouse. See you soon. Let's see. Hey, yo, it's Bub. See you later. What's that? I'll be there. Bye, Maddie. I think that was Maddie. Bethany. Alyssa. Don. You guys are all just creative folk kitty. Or creative O kitty. I don't even know. Creative 2 kitty. Bye, everybody. Bye, Lori. See you later, Rose Garden. We got Cheryl. We got Hugh. We got Megan and Diane and Peggy over here on Facebook. You guys are awesome. Bye, Coco Cute. Thank you, Khalifa fan. I appreciate it. Party Hardy. Thanks so much. Riley Bear 20. Thank you for the hand hearts thing. That's really cool. I appreciate that. Hey, Georgie. So nice. I'll be there. Thank you. Dania Love, first time. You'll 100% be back. I appreciate that, Dania. Bye, Carlos. We'll see you later. I can't even read that one. Toxic something. Georgie, thanks. Let's see. Kaskra, you're awesome. You guys are so cool. And I just can't wait to see you on the next one. So we'll take care, and we'll